up to 5,000 robotaxis approved in Nevada, a 500-truck semi-order, and a European launch announcement, nearly 3 million vehicles recalled in China, and a Model Y that can now push power out to your devices. 4 stories that look completely unrelated. Good morning. This is Ken. Here is the conclusion first. This week's 4 stories all point the same way. Tesla is shifting from a company that builds and sells vehicles to one that keeps operating, supplying, and standing behind them, but taking on more responsibility and being able to carry it are 2 different things. We are not going to list 4 news items today. We measure all 4 the same way. What is actually settled, where the plan ends and the delivered result begins, and what Tesla newly took on. 3 questions applied in order. 1 note first. Today mixes settled fact, current reporting, and my own analysis. And this week in particular, 3 pairs must not be blurred. Approval versus operation. Orders versus deliveries. A recall versus overall quality. The colors on screen mark which is which. Robotaxi first. On August 20, the Nevada Transportation Authority approved Tesla's full permit, up to 5,000 vehicles across Clark County. Before this, 10 vehicles on a narrow stretch of the Las Vegas Strip. The regulatory ceiling went up 500 times. Keep those separate, though. At the same hearing, Tesla's engineer said this: 5,000 has always been a ceiling for us. We would be extremely happy to reach around 2,500. The number approved and the number the company considers realistic are different numbers. And one more figure matters. Reporting puts Tesla's entire unsupervised robotaxi fleet at roughly 20 vehicles operating at once across the US. Approved 5,000. Approvals expanding and fleets growing are not the same event. Trucks next. On August 18, Swedish freight company Einride announced it would deploy 500 Tesla semis. It is the largest publicly announced semi-commitment to date. The previous record was Watt EV's 370 trucks in May. Worth looking at the terms. Deployment is North American, across 5 states: California, Texas, New Jersey, Illinois, and Georgia. It starts in September and phases in over 24 months. The trucks will haul for Amazon and other Einride customers. And notably, these are driver-operated, not autonomous. Separate these 2. An order is not a delivery. Tesla publishes neither semi-production figures nor delivery figures. The Nevada plant is designed for 50,000 trucks a year, but battery pack output is described as the near-term constraint. 500 is evidence of demand. It is not evidence of supply. There was a second announcement on August 20. Tesla officially confirmed. The Semi is coming to Europe. Specifications and launch details will be revealed at IAA Transportation in Hanover in September. Pricing and where they would be built for Europe are both still unknown. Third, the China recall. On August 21st, Tesla filed a recall covering nearly 3 million vehicles in China, precisely 2,975,900N. It is Tesla's largest recall in any market ever. It takes effect September 25. The problem is not the flush exterior door handles. It is the interior emergency mechanical release. Regulators said it closely matches the color of the surrounding trim, making it hard to identify. In a severe crash that kills the low-voltage system, the electronic buttons stop working. At that moment, finding that mechanical release is the whole question, worth being precise about the remedy. Tesla will apply warning labels free of charge and push an over-the-air update. The update adds a post-crash strategy that automatically lowers the windows. The door mechanism itself is not being redesigned. That is the factual position. There was a second filing the same day. About 2.74 million China-built Model 3s and Model Is for improved driver attention monitoring. That one is software only and effective immediately. Regulators said the existing mechanism was not sufficient to alert drivers using assisted driving. Important context here. 11 automakers filed recalls for the same issue on the same day, more than 7 million vehicles in total. The largest recall campaign in Chinese automotive history. Xiaomi, Xpeng, Zeekr, Geely, and others are included. And from 2027, China's new standard bans fully hidden door handles outright. Here is the practical part. This recall is a Chinese filing and does not mean the same action elsewhere. But how you open a door in an emergency matters to any owner, in any market. Find your car's emergency release once before you need it. In a Model Y rear door, that means removing a cover at the bottom of the door pocket and pulling a concealed cable. Knowing where it is changes what happens on the worst day. Fourth, an $80 adapter lets compatible Model Is send power out to external devices, up to 2.4 kilowatts. The battery stops being only a way to move and starts being a power source. With conditions, though. Only vehicles built with the newer power conversion hardware qualify. A retrofit procedure for existing cars was published with a reported parts cost of $1,750, and it has not reached most markets outside the US. Briefly, three more things. In Sweden, a nearly 3-year labor dispute ended and 264 blocked superchargers are being opened. The Model YL was reported as the longest-range Model Y in real-world testing, and Solar Roof is reportedly being discontinued after roughly a decade. Now, the actual subject. Robotaxi does not sell a car, it sells the operation. Semi means supporting charging and uptime after the sale. The recall is about standing behind safety after the sale. V2L is about the car continuing to serve as a power source. Here is what they share. None of them end at the moment of sale. Manage the operation. Build the charging network. Keep guaranteeing safety. Supply power. Tesla is moving from a company that builds and sells vehicles to one that keeps operating, supplying, and standing behind them. But this is not only good news. Provide the ride, and liability moves closer. Build the charging network, and the capital burden grows. Stand behind safety over time, and recalls become unavoidable. It becomes a company that carries more than one that sells and walks away. Worth separating clearly. Settled. The Nevada approval, the Einride order announcement, the China recall filing, and the V2L product going on sale. Unconfirmed. Actual operating fleet size, semi-delivery counts, how the recall executes, and where V2L goes next. All 4 of those are still ahead. 5 things to follow. How many vehicles Nevada actually starts with. Whether semi-deliveries begin in September. Whether the China recall executes on September 25. Whether V2L expands to more markets. and whether the retrofit price ever comes down. When the numbers arrive, we check them together. That is all for today. If this video was useful, a like really helps. I post new videos here regularly, and if you follow along, you will have most of what matters about Tesla covered. If you have not subscribed yet, please do. Thank you for watching, and let us keep enjoying life with Tesla.
Before we wrap up, let me take a moment to introduce myself. I drive a Tesla Model Y, and at home I've installed a Tesla Powerwall, so I actually charge my car with solar energy. I truly believe Tesla is shaping the future, and that's why I share the latest news and insights here on this channel. I'm from Japan, but I want to connect with Tesla fans all around the world. That's why I also create an English version of my videos. YouTube now lets you switch the audio into your own language, so you can enjoy it in whatever language you prefer. Most of all, I'd love to connect with Tesla fans everywhere so we can support Tesla together. I also share updates on X, so feel free to follow me there and let's connect. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to this channel. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.